Everything is all good.
Wow.
Are we recording?
Yeah. So
You mean this is the first episode?
this is the first episode
Wow.
of Sugar Cube.
Hell yeah.
If you don't know what this is, I'll refresh your memory real quick. It is the three of us having conversations about the good times, the bad times, and the good times,
And the future.
and the past. And the present.
All of these things and more.
Yes.
And the alternate timelines.
Here on Sugar Cube. Yeah, this is where we just have a little chit chat.
Pretty much.
And yeah, love each other and fucking shit. And I can say fucking shit.
Yeah.
Dude, we can say fuck. Dude, okay, let's talk
feels
about
really
it.
good.
Let's talk about
Yeah,
it.
Chance, lead us off on how that whole thing.
The first run, okay, we were on WUAW 88.3 and
Totally have to cut that
WDCC
out now.
90.5. The beat. And it was magical.
Yeah.
And you know what?
It was FCC friendly.
It was FCC friendly. And it was very appropriate, okay?
So, ladies and gentlemen, Jose Mozart has been waiting 10 weeks to say to you,
10 long weeks.
what do you got?
Hello. My name is Jose Mozart. We are here representing Goose Nugget. You probably watched our first video with the Royal Rumble, the greatest Royal Rumble of all time.
Yes.
And now you are listening to the greatest conversation in the history of
all time.
conversations.
It's uncanny that it just happens to be tonight. You know?
Yeah. And I think the cool
April
thing
29th.
is... Yeah. And I think the cool thing about all of this is the fact that, yeah.
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 I think so too. Look at the studio.
Wise words.
We're in a studio.
You guys thought we
can
weren't
amazing.
ready?
You can
Studio.
see us. Hey, you can see us.
You guys
That's
thought we
crazy.
weren't ready.
We've never done that before. You know, if you're talking like, if you're a follower of Goose Nugget, the first run, you know, it's like
yeah.
you've never even seen us.
You've
before.
never seen it.
Nah, this is
You
the
never
first
seen-
time anyone's ever seen our faces.
Yeah.
This has been
100%.
great. They've heard us for 10 weeks, though.
Dude,
guys.
my
What
mom was so excited to see me for the first time.
Yeah.
Like I've just been this apparition her entire life,
Just a voice.
Yeah. and I finally loaded in.
Just a little voice.
You know,
Crazy.
the fun thing about this is the fact that, like, we literally, like, you know, so to refrain a little bit, you know, the first run began as, like, you know, a school project, but it also opened our minds to what we wanted to do with Goose Nugget. And it feels good to be able to do this
Yeah.
without having it to be an assignment, without it having to be like something we're doing for class. This is us.
Yeah.
No time constraints.
No,
like
none of that.
specific,
But I'm glad. Listen, I'm glad that we all proved that we could, in fact,
Yes.
follow
Exactly.
a format.
Yes.
100,000,000%, dude.
Yeah.
That
Does that mean we're gonna
experience
do it now? Absolutely not.
Yeah.
was- Well, you know, somewhat. But
Yeah, we're
like,
gonna try to do some
somewhat,
stuff
maybe.
like that.
Yeah.
But, I
100%.
mean, as far as Sugar Cube's concerned, no, this is where we're in the nest now.
Dude, it
This
was
is where we
100%.
come.
It was a learning experience to do the first run, okay? And now that we are in our goose nest, I can comfortably say that, like, this is just, like, the best thing. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because
This is
the
where
fact-
we spit the goose juice.
Because the fact
Chance,
that
did you not hear Brian?
What?
What did I say? Did I say something? Was I caught on 4K there? What did I say?
The nest.
He was no.
What did I say?
He was like something. He was like, "Oh, we're gonna come."
Oh, my God.
What? Did I
Ladies
say?
and
What? Yeah, you
gentlemen,
did.
Something about completion. I don't remember that.
It's just so refreshing because the first run was like also all we had. So
Yeah.
it's like we had to
Yeah.
pack so much into it
Yeah.
to showcase everything. And now it's like this is like
Now we get to
kind of
take
like
our
for
time.
us.
Yeah.
You know, it's like the content that we're producing is like, you know, separate from Sugar Cube now. It's not like all of it is crammed into one
Yeah.
thing that is our entire existence.
Yeah.
We have now the egg has cracked and the flock is all over
And
the
we
place.
have hatched. Yeah.
Yeah, you know
And
what
now
I
we're
mean?
ready to take over.
I can't believe it.
Yeah. Some of the segments, all the crazy stuff that we had to go through to get
Well,
where we are.
Let's talk about the first run for a bit with the people. You know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's talk about the writing process because
So I think
yeah.
it was and it was so meant to be too. Because Jose, what was the story on how that whole thing started for the assignment?
So we are in the same. We go to the same school. If
Yeah,
you've
all
never
the-
seen,
Yeah.
if you've never heard of us, the three of us come from the same school here in North Carolina. We are studying the same major and everything.
Broadcasting.
So, yes. So for our second semester so far, we've had to take a class called social media. So in social media, we had this lab thing that we had to do every week, and it was like you had to do something for social media. So even before we took that class, we've always had this idea of doing podcasts, doing content.
We've
so it was kind of like
a ton of stuff
Yeah.
beforehand.
The semester
you know what I mean?
before, really, we had kind of formed Goose.
Yeah.
And it was funny, we were worried. Do you remember we were worried about where we were going to find time to have this project flourish?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't until the day that class.
And then it perfectly aligned that we could do a podcast for an assignment. You know what I mean? So all the time that we were together, all the time that we had access to a studio at the time, because it was really the only place we could record was at school.
And what I love too is how both of you, like, we all looked at each other.
It was just
like the moment Brock,
the second our teacher said that we could do a podcast, it was like,
it said it was something along the lines of like, if you already have a pre-existing business or something like that, if you discuss it with me. And I remember highlighting it and giving it, but the moment I slid it to Jose, he was already staring at me. And then I remember looking at you, and you were looking at me, and then Katie Lee, the other member, like, hit me and was like, hey. And I was just like, dude, this is the sign. Yeah, this is the sign, right?
And that's
it
when
was stirring.
Because the thing is also, like, before we did that, one of the things was we used to record a bunch of content, but it wasn't like we didn't even post it. Like there's like I think there's even 100 episodes probably of us recording stuff, and never really we could release it one day, but
I don't know, dude.
Maybe
it's all so raw.
Some of it's already released out there at a couple places.
So
God.
So it was kind of crazy how we went from just sitting around recording hours of just audio to actually making it an assignment. So like when we were going through the process of the first run, which was 10 episodes, it was kind of crazy because not only were we learning for class, but we were learning for what we were going to do after the 10 weeks,
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was a tremendous experience because like we were getting constant feedback and we were getting to learn all the technical stuff and knock it out of the way. You know what I mean? It was a low pressure situation where we could just make sure everything was proficient,
Exactly.
And that's like it's legit,
Yeah.
Hard limiting.
Hard limit hard.
Yes, my God.
What was that slogan I came up with? It hard and limited.
Something hard and limited.
That might be a marketing
He's
problem.
hard and limited. That's right.
No, but you're right. It's amazing that how fucking spoiled we are. Really, it's like we decided to this is what we want to do. Oh, and we're going to school for it.
And
just like
it's
that.
like, oh, perfect. And
now
also you can do exactly what you're here for,
and
you know
more
what I mean?
too. Really,
something we forgot to mention: we're sponsored.
Oh yeah,
by Heidi's clothing line.
Heidi's Clothing
100%.
Yes,
that wasn't a thing that was allowed on radio.
Yeah, we couldn't say
that's
it.
Right. Yeah,
but we've been sponsored by them the whole time.
Got picked up,
Yeah.
They got great clothes. This shirt came from them. I bought it from them, and
it looks really good. It looks really good. No, Heidi's Clothing Co. Yeah, they've been with us the whole time.
Yes.
Producing some of our merch. Yeah.
I don't know about that shirt, but like,
oh,
but
man.
definitely hit them up and buy shit.
Oh
Anyway.
man! So the first run. So
what was your favorite episode? Like honestly,
he's gonna say the candy episode.
I mean, but like,
Nah.
I want him to say it. It's the best one.
So, and we each got to answer this question.
Okay.
So I'll go first. I definitely think it's the candy episode because there was just something about how fun, and I mentioned it in the last episode, the first
I
one.
believe that's episode 6, right?
I think so. There's something about, we had a lot of ayo moments like that's what she said.
Yeah.
And because we talked about candy, like it was just like hilarious. And
it came out so bad.
in post production, we did we added like snapshots of like like a camera because it was like caught in 4K.
In the editing room, we were dying. It was I couldn't keep it together. We were so excited to show Brian what we had done.
Yeah.
And then he came in and we were like, I got a little proof of concept for you, and it was like the first 3 like rapid fire back to back, and
it was great. I enjoyed the candy episode a lot.
100%.
What was your favorite, Brian?
So I'm gonna be all sentimental and shit. I'm gonna say the first episode.
Aw.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
remember much about it though.
I don't either. I just remember we were all so excited.
I actually listened to a little bit of it the other day,
Yeah.
and it definitely feels like the first episode. You know,
Mhm.
but I think
Absolutely.
we had an idea of where we were trying to take it, and I
Yeah.
would argue that by episode 10 we achieved the effect.
I think so,
100%, you know, and it was so fun, like figuring out like all the different technical shit, and then just like being able to use those skills in such a way, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I personally would like Brian to just talk about the Goose game because
Oof,
my
that
God,
was an experience.
dude, it drove us insane.
It
okay,
did.
but in the best way. Okay, you created this like chaotic symphony of like.
Take
like
us
the
back to that
perfect
night.
entertaining scenario of
Take-
like
Yeah.
You know, I can't remember exactly where I was, but I just remember thinking about a game show. I don't remember why. I went home, and I remember I had gone to the grocery store, so I was cooking too. So I was just kind of cooking, sitting around, and then all of a sudden it just hit me. Like a surge of just multimedia, just
Yes.
everything I could possibly think of. And it just kind of all flowed out of me, dude. I sat on the couch, at least for like 5 hours, and just
Wow.
bashed out this weird game concept with all these characters and points and like sounds and just everything, dude.
Yeah.
And then after that, I'd say for about like a week, I couldn't even think about it.
Yeah.
Like, said
Dude.
nothing for it. But then after that, yeah, I was like, man, this could really be a thing. And you guys seemed like you really liked it.
Dude, it was a
That-
blast.
You guys loving it was a big drive.
yeah once we got in there and saw how it played, it was like, oh, okay, you know what I mean, this is designed to kind of drive us insane
Yeah,
in the best
exactly. Yeah,
possible way,
absolutely.
you know, and it kept it interesting. Dude, there were so many times where we were just I wish there was a camera in there when we were playing. Like, God, especially the 10th episode, I literally like collapsed out of my
That
chair
was-
during the gameplay.
That was the most bizarre game. I think so.
I think there was a lot of inspiration from a certain show
Here's
that
what
I
I'll
was
say.
watching at the time.
Here's what I'll say about.
Cobra Kai.
Eric and Andre.
Oh yeah,
actually,
100%. Yeah,
Yeah.
rapid fire.
So episode 10. You know, if you hear all the episodes, you're probably thinking like, "Oh, that was the most craziest." We actually had an episode that was more bizarre than that one, and that was episode when we were supposed to. What was it? Episode 8, when we recorded in the other studio.
Oh my God, dude.
That one was
Dude.
absolutely
So, okay.
That was an
insane.
egregious example
So,
of the game
okay.
being mad with
That was
power.
when Brian took like full power of being like commissioner.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, because here's some like Goose Nugget lore is that there's like a lost episode.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
we had recorded it and it was prepared, and then just
Somebody
the
accidentally,
ether, you know, like,
destroyed it.
like they took it back to where it needed
The
to
What,
be.
what,
universe.
You know
what
I
was your? I want to know your guys' mindset during that whole day, because like I remember you got there late,
I
and
did.
then we didn't even know what to record.
No.
I
We
didn't,
struggled.
I didn't
So
have time
th-
to
this
have
is-
feelings about it.
This was my whole thing is because I remember, and I'm gonna harp on you guys a little bit. I remember trying to contact everyone and be like, "What's the show set?" So we come in, we were completely unprepared, but then we bashed out this amazing, and what my opinion was one of the best shows we ever had in Studio A.
Yes.
It crammed in this little studio. We
But
had two
because
mics
all-
all
the-
next to each other.
The studio we had done every other episode of the first run and just completely betrayed us. It
And
was
not
just-
only
it just
that-
did not want to be
But,
used.
I
to
mean,
as
to
it.
give
I
full
remember-
context, so Studio B, that's the famous studio. That's where
Yeah.
everything was recorded.
That's our home.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's only 2 microphones. That's something we have to
God,
touch on.
dude. Yeah.
So at that day, I felt it's kind of like what Brian's saying, like the fact that even though B failed this completely, C was great because Mr. Brucker, shout out to Mr. Brucker,
yeah, dude, a legend.
legend.
you know,
He set up,
100%.
he took, he ran to the room, he got us like headset mics and everything, and it was the 4 of us with a microphone,
Yeah.
and it was gonna be the greatest thing ever.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
we did a great game. It was an amazing game, like you said.
Yeah.
Brian went absolutely mad with power.
So anyway, 2 days later, like you said, I walk in late, and I remember Mr. Freeman, the other goat of
That's
Yeah.
right, Mr.
yep,
Freeman.
of
Be
free.
production.
the
Be
two
free.
shapers of our
Mhm.
Right.
magical
Right.
endeavors into audio.
I just remember being in a good mood, and I saw him first, and we started chit chatting. Yeah, hey, how you doing, Mr. Freeman? And all of a sudden, I hear out of the corner, "Hey, yo, Brian, where's the podcast?" And my heart immediately was like, "What?" It just dropped.
So I remember I'm sitting in there, and like we were already established that every time we recorded something, we would go into the folder that was called Be Love Live
Yes.
all the time. So I'm there. Me and Chance, since we got there first, we're trying to pull it up to start editing, and disaster struck.
It was gone.
It was completely gone.
Mhm. So then we came out with the equivalent of our best.
Yes,
Of our
we
best.
literally because
Yes.
I didn't know we had a couple hours to record, and we had to edit it before 5 p.m. I told Chance and Brian, I was just like, let's talk. Let's just talk about something.
We
And in
went
the beginning-
straight into it.
Yeah, and in the
we just
beginning we're
killed it.
talking about like helicopters, and like at that point I was like,
Which
I don't know what's
helicopters
gonna, I don't know how we're gonna
badass.
end this episode. I really don't know how we're gonna do the whole episode. And
but we
then
managed.
Somehow it ended up on professional
Dude.
wrestling. You know.
Hats off to the post production master here, Chance,
Yeah.
for
Go.
keeping it on rolling.
I
Yeah.
think post production's what saved that episode.
And speaking of which, tell us about Fred Durst and his
Dude,
massive
okay.
massive involvement.
Oh my
in,
God.
in-
So the worst joke ever told, single-handedly, and I'll take responsibility for it, is that throughout the first run, I was seriously an advocate for just
Fred Durst.
fucking Fred Durst. Yeah,
There's
it's
no
like,
no two ways about it. It was-
dude, lead singer of Limp Bizkit.
yeah,
you know,
right. He's a legend.
Fucking red New York Yankee hat. You know
If you were to go, what's funny? My parents actually have a picture of me with the hat on.
that dude.
They have a picture of it. Yeah,
If at all possible, I want you to send that to me so that it can just be like
we can upload
the
it to
cover.
our.
It can just be the cover for this episode of the podcast.
Yeah.
well, to give context a little bit about how I even started, like out of nowhere, I think we were thinking for a segment or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he comes out of nowhere and says, "We should have an episode where we only play Limp Bizkit songs and we call it the Durst
The
Run."
Durst Run. I
And
remember
nobody said a word.
And then,
It-
bro,
it-
he was
it
naming like,
fell so flat, dude.
and like for a week, like every file I would find, it was like the Durst Run or like Durst something, dude. It's fucking hilarious.
Yo, that was a good time.
Yeah,
Speaking of which, so a little bit outside of the whole podcast thing, how was the radio show experience? What did you guys think?
Oof.
yeah, I'm gonna desperately miss being the local hippie samurai of the Piedmont region.
I gotta say, it was really cool being Be Love Live
Yeah.
there for a semester.
It was a amazing experience, and it's like if we went out and got a job in radio, it wouldn't be that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That was a magical thing where we were allowed to do whatever we want.
Yeah, exactly.
We had a show. You know what I mean? We were
Yeah.
like a prime time, like back in the day, like 80s radio dude.
Yeah,
We got to do that. You know what I mean? That was worth the admission alone.
absolutely.
Not
yeah.
to mention that I can hard limit now.
Yeah.
And just do all these cool
Right.
effects
I
and
think
whatnot.
the cool thing about it too was just like you're in an environment where like Freeman, and I love Freeman for this, he's serious with you, but he won't give you the serious tone.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like you can ask him a question and be serious, he'll answer you serious, but you won't tell he's serious.
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes any sense.
No,
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
it definitely
But-
does.
I think Freeman, and that's why it was so easy to do a radio show, because I remember the first one we did, which was like for Christmas or something, before we even had it as an assignment. It was like the most nerve-wracking thing. He was like, all you gotta do is just press a button.
Dude, it's terrifying.
And
yeah.
now we had it as an assignment. It went through like these like 10, 12 weeks or
Yeah.
whatever. And like
And
now
it's
we can
cake.
we can show up 2 minutes before and prepare a whole show.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I
Yeah.
can do that. in
That's
my
happened
sleep
to me like 8
100%.
times.
Oh yeah.
Because it's like it was really like the Freeman experience was like the Karate Kid, where the entire time he's
Oh
like,
yeah.
he just teaches you how to do something. He doesn't explain why you need to know.
Exactly.
It. You just need to
Exactly.
shut the fuck up
Yeah.
and listen to the,
Yeah.
the
And
master.
you'll
You know what I mean?
figure it out
Like,
eventually.
because
Trust
like
me.
he's gonna build this tool set, and it's like you get all these weird assignments where he's like, research a cool fact about a song.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like all this stuff. and you build it together, and it's like, whoa, I have a personality. Like, what?
Yeah.
Exactly.
I have a presence on air. It's
Yeah.
like it completely ninjas you into having
And-
a radio show, bro.
And you
It's
know what?
crazy.
I think another thing that really helps is for me at least was the talent. You know, all those sweepers and stuff. You know,
Dude, yeah.
WCC and all that crazy stuff is him. You know, so
Yeah.
it's like I was like, yeah, dude, I'll do whatever you say. You know?
100%. Like,
You know
he
what I mean?
knows how
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
make it sound professional, dude. Like,
Yeah.
his broadcast voice is 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
But yeah, being in that booth was just it was a one-time
Yeah.
magical thing. Like
Yeah,
you
dude,
said. Like,
I'm gonna miss it like desperately.
Right.
You know,
Me
it was
too.
so fun. I wish I could get paid to do it.
that's
for
why
the
Jose
rest of
said
my
I
days.
was like, you're not gonna keep me out of the studio, dude. Next semester, like I'm gonna definitely.
Yeah, dude, we're gonna be like busting up in there, getting a show set in every now and then.
Yeah, right.
But
The
let me
Hippie Samurai is back.
let me ask you guys.
Hmm.
How did it feel walking in for episode 10?
Dude, the drive there was even emotional for me, and it was just like not emotional because I thought everything was like over or anything. It's just
Yeah.
like a transition period. You know? It
Exactly.
was like a metamorphosis for this whole
w-
thing.
It's like passing of the torch to ourselves. Like,
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
you go,
Yeah,
all
kinda,
right.
We
You know.
dude, yeah, it was like, wow, we did it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it was like,
It was the first real thing we had ever completed. You know, it was
yeah,
like,
a production. And
yeah, exactly. And
Um,
and at that point, like my confidence level and all of it finally, rose tremendously.
dude, 100%, because it's like,
Words.
now, if you look at the numbers of the first run, okay, like, I'm not gonna act like we killed it. You know what I mean? By any means.
But
Right.
we've got numbers.
But we achieved an effect in quite a few ways.
Yeah.
We retained a lot of the people that listened, like they came back, and like once we released like the best of episode, that sent people back to the other episodes.
Right.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it's like each new episode was doing better and better. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And like the first episode actually did the best, but like it was like
Yeah.
all the other ones. It was just because it was by the end of it, the first like all the other episodes had sent people back. You know what I mean? And like it made people interested.
See, that was a good idea. I didn't. Who was it that was saying it was kind of self-absorbed? The Overlord. Right, it was like you got a best of episode at number like what 7 or
Yeah,
something.
yeah. Literally, like, I was- interesting to do a best of
I
episode.
think, but I
Yeah,
think it was
right.
good timing too,
It's
though,
like,
because
hey, why
like,
not?
because you think about it, like, episode 8 is like you've already done 7 episodes in a row. You want to change it up a bit. Episode 9 has already been promoted to be the best episode ever, and the episode 10 is the last
Yeah.
one. You know, it was kind of nice to have it there. I felt like it was actually a great spot. You know, I'm glad it wasn't 9 because then 10 you're also reflecting.
Oh,
So it's like
Yeah.
back to back episodes. The reflecting is too much.
And God, it's like who cares that much?
Yeah, so like to have
I
something in
care.
between was good. So I'm really grateful for how the first run came out. You know, obviously there was ups and downs, and you know we tried our best to get everything out there for everybody, and it turned out to be one of the coolest experiences for my life. Like when I got there the last day, I was like, even though this is not even the beginning of a chapter for us, this is like the text on the back of the book. It
Yeah.
was kind of like we did that, you know?
Yeah, dude, and you know I stand by the first run. At
Yes.
the end of the day, I'm proud of it. You
Yes.
know,
Yeah.
it was fun because we all came together and we made it happen.
We spent hours after class just editing.
It was
Dude, yeah.
it was bittersweet for me.
Yeah.
It was bittersweet
Yeah,
because
dude.
it was also, and I'm gonna say this right now, and it's gonna hit a little bit, and I'm sorry for saying this, but it was also the end of our innocence when it comes to
That's facts, dude.
all
like,
of the
yes, yes, 100%.
Yeah.
the end of our innocence.
It
when
was the
comes to-
PG version
Yeah.
of
So
Goose Nugget.
I encourage you, dear watcher/listener, to go back to the first run and watch the evolution, because from episode 1 to episode 10, you see maturity
Yeah.
Yeah.
in quite a few ways.
Exactly.
Yep.
And that's what I wanted it to be.
Yeah.
And you know, also, it's like the craziest thing is we did that, and now we're in a position where it's like Sugar Cube is gonna be like such a crazy thing compared to the first one.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah.
Like
We can do whatever we want.
exactly.
Dude,
Yeah.
yeah.
No format. No moments of humanity.
I
Nope.
could bring a chicken
None of
in
that.
here.
I
right
want
now.
you
And
need to
just for
bring
the
that chicken
record,
one day.
I want y'all to please understand that the only reason I came up with any of that shit was just for the sake of like
Oh,
keeping
no.
it.
Oh,
like,
no,
you
no, no,
like-
I know.
We needed it in the first run.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think
yes.
we totally needed it in the
Yes,
first
I
run. And
agree.
you know what? I feel like randomly we're gonna get a hair up our ass and be like, you know what? Let's do some shit
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And that's gonna be awesome too. You know?
Absolutely.
It's gonna be like a more intense version.
Exactly.
Yeah.
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 The first thing I'm thinking is, what happened to Ziggler, man?
Dude, what happened to Dolph Ziggler? Okay?
Go back, watch Gaming with Goose. You'll know
Yes,
what we're talking
Episode
because-
one.
Because, dude, that's the beautiful thing is we've had our launch now at this point. Like, this is live on the internet. Everything else is too.
on the
you know?
interwebs. I got one more question. What was the hardest episode? Which one did you guys get most frustrated with?
Episode 2.
Really?
The one where Brian does not show up.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Wouldn't you, dude? That
Came out and T-boned me out of nowhere. That's right. Somebody
100%,
came out and tried to kill me.
Yeah.
that morning.
Wasn't that the episode we stayed till like 4?
dude.
Did you guys stay that long?
Yeah.
Dude, there were a
Oh,
couple
yeah.
episodes where I was there till like 4:30. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little backstory. I got into a car wreck that morning. Couldn't show up.
yeah.
So you
Yeah.
guys.
Oh yeah.
carry
We
on
we never
without
wanted
me.
to say it on the radio,
Yeah,
but
we didn't want to
we-
scare the listener.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was. Yeah. I came out of nowhere and just
Dude,
T-boned
yeah.
me right in front of my house.
Yeah, dude,
Like,
he
I
got
was sick.
bodied. It's like, come on.
Literally got bodied and then just put right back into my driveway, dude. It was hilarious.
It's like, all right. He's like, that did not work.
But no, I mean, yeah, I think it's definitely interesting to see like how damn, I'm fading out. What was I gonna say?
No.
I don't know.
I think
I was
it's
gonna,
interesting
I was gonna say
too.
the most honestly the most frustrating for me was I can't remember. They were all great. I love you.
Okay. Oh, I know. I remember what I was gonna say now. So no, definitely that episode. I think episode 8 was the most frustrating too, because of how many errors we were having. You know, technical.
Oh, you mean 7?
Was it 7 or
Because
8?
8 was the best of.
Oh, my bad. Yes,
Yeah,
7.
yeah.
Episode 7 was also really
I think it was
brutal.
frustrating, and we were just. There were people who were just like, you know, we were just feeding off negative energy for a good part of it, like because we were just all
Making out with this
frustrated,
mic right now.
and the what?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it's nothing.
Yeah.
Go on.
Yeah.
So it
There was negative energy.
We
yeah,
were
yeah.
all just we were all cross.
Yeah.
And that's okay. You know, we survived as a unit.
we did,
and
It happens.
we figured it out. You
and
know,
it's just I think not only because of all the technical, but the fact that it got deleted.
yeah.
But we're here now, brother.
We are,
And-
brother. Let me tell you something, brother.
Let me tell you something mean, Gene.
The winner of nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, the absolute, yeah.
The winner of nothing.
Hulk Hogan.
And also, though, real quick,
What? What do you want?
this is the present, and the present brings a lot of good things.
Because it's like a gift.
Exactly. So I think the fact that you know, we are now here in Sugar Cube. The first episode of the rebranded Sugar Cube is just insane.
One of many podcasts of Goose.
Exactly.
Dude,
So-
yeah.
The future's gonna be bright. We got Gaming with Goose.
We got On Record
We
gonna
got-
launch.
Yes, we got
You know?
Dugout Sessions
got
that's begin as well.
Merch
Ooh.
sponsor.
Yes,
Eddie's Clothing
Co.
We just got probably so much wrestling content
Yes.
that your eyes are gonna
Wrestling
bleed.
is gonna be crazy on this channel.
And I'm not
that.
dropping the game. The Goose Game
It's gonna
Ultimate
come back.
Supreme.
Brian's
gonna
gonna
come back.
figure out some sort of way to just
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
lock us in here and torture us.
Mhm.
100%.
So, you know, stay tuned for all of that. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Subscribe. No, not subscribe. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. What else is the other one? Facebook.
Facebook.
You know, all of those.
Social
We're-
media.
We're
If
all.
it's
It's
social
pretty
and
much
media,
man.
the
Yeah,
Goose
we're out there,
Nuggets.
dude.
The
Yeah.
Goose Nugget. So,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen,
Be Love Live.
Jose Mozart.
You know, and if you're on a social media where you look up Goose Nugget and we're not there, but someone else is named
Go
Goose
block
Nugget,
them. Go report them.
no, just message them and ask them to change their name.
Go
Yeah.
report them.
Because we would have had social media there if they didn't
Be-
if they didn't steal our name, man.
Really gentle and
Yeah, but super
and,
kind. Like,
yeah.
you know,
And report them.
I would like to be I would like to be an ambassador of Goose Nugget and just say I'm not a fan of this stolen valor.
Yeah.
Report them.
This blasphemy.
Report them. Blackmail them.
Yeah.
This tomfoolery.
Yeah. So follow us on Goose Nugget.
Yes.
Unfollow anyone else named Goose Nugget.
Sugar cube.
Sugar cube. It's
Bam. Finger
that's
guns.
a rectangle, but like, you know.
Have a good one, guys. And wait, before
What
we
up?
go,
What's up?
shout out to Ricky.
Oh,
He couldn't
Ricky
be here
Tan?
today.
Yeah, Ricky Tan.
He
you
was
know.
gonna be
He
here
was
today.
gonna be
He's
here,
like
but
the
he didn't
honorary
make it.
member of Goose.
Yeah.
He was gonna be here, but things got in the way. But he will be here one day for one of these episodes.
We'll get him in here. Yeah, 100%.
And we got a lot of things planned with our good boy Ricky, so you already know. Shout out to you, Ricky. And yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that was the
Yeah.
first episode of Sugar Cube.
That's how we do it.